going to a work exchange right now, and I do a lot of work exchanges because I try to stay under the radar, and I'm trying to extricate myself from this system as much as possible. And it's not that I don't want to participate in life and in society. It's that I don't want to feed the beast, and I don't want it sucking off of me and my life force and my energy, which is what it's doing when we pay into the system through things like income tax and medical insurance. Now, I have car insurance. I believe in car insurance. We're all under the impression that everybody else on the road is following the same rules, and car insurance is the best way we've found to ensure that if something happens while we're driving these death traps, that we're all taken care of. No, the car insurance companies rake us over the coals and take advantage and try not to pay when they should. Yes, they do. But saying that to let you all know that yes, I do pay car insurance as I'm driving this vehicle. But I do work exchanges because I believe in working hard and doing my part and making a difference. But I don't want, in my attempts to do that, to be also feeding a beast that acts in ways that goes against all of the good work I'm trying to do in the world, and therefore cancels it out. It seems silly to me. So I try to get my needs met as much as possible without putting money in between me and that, meeting my needs directly. So work exchange is kind of like bartering, you know. I'm bartering my energy and my time in direct exchange for a place to stay and food, and I'm able to work in a way that's in alignment with my values and my ethics, and this is a way of exercising right livelihood. I'm a permaculturist. I'm into growing food. I'm into working in harmony with nature. So the work exchange I'm doing is I'm going to be helping someone transform their lawn into an edible landscape, into a food forest. So that's cool, right? I like to see the world moving more in that direction, you know. And I try to live out my values and be the thing that I wish to see. If I want the world to be a certain way, I try to act. Anytime I act, I try to think to myself, if everyone else was acting this way, what kind of world would I be in? And then I try to act in a way that would create that world if everybody else was doing it, right? So I think it would be great if more people were finding creative ways to meet their needs more directly and make connections. That would require us to actually know our neighbors, know the people in our community, to build trust. In many ways, money gets in between all that because it acts as a buffer and allows us to not have to know people, right? And to get our own way. If we have enough money, we don't necessarily have to have ethics or be good to people. And the way that our economy is right now, it encourages people both to exploit one another and or to be a victim and to look to others to meet our needs for us. And because the gap in the wealth divide has grown so large, and that gap is getting bigger between the haves and the have-nots. We're seeing more and more people that are considering themselves to be victims because they're born into this world where the deck is stacked against them, but they're also being told, like, oh, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So it's understandable that people would feel, upset and like a victim. It's easy to see how people can fall into that. And but this is why it's important to share our perspectives with our brothers and sisters, to share our experience, to share that there is another way. The system that's been created by man that we're all living in and participating in, it's just one of the many possibilities. There are limitless possibilities. We can create any kind of system or world or matrix that we want to live in, but we're all under a spell. We got to break that spell. So that's what I'm trying to do as I drive to Florida. And I'd like to see more cooperatives, versus corporations. Because in corporations, you have a lot of bureaucracy type sort of stuff that goes on, and red tape, and where no one is really, as an individual, taking responsibility, because we can just blame the whole thing, right? And the corporation is seen as its own person and entity, versus a cooperative where everybody has an incentive to take responsibility and ownership and act in a way that is good for everybody, because everybody has equal ownership. And everybody is equally to blame if stuff goes sideways. And it's empowering for everyone involved. And it speaks to the fact that we all have something to offer. All of us. Regardless of how high your IQ is or how low it is, or what you're good at or what you're not, what your specific talent is, we all bring something to the table. Like the janitor matters, the secretary matters, the CEO, everybody matters, and everybody is needed for the whole thing to work, and we need to acknowledge that. So that's why I'd like to see us moving into the direction of an economy that looks more like small overlapping cooperatives that help one another, rather than these big monstrosity, tumorous corporations that just suck the life out of the planet and the people who make it up. It leads to death. It's not conducive to life. We need to look at nature and see how nature does things. And on the whole, nature is resilient because of diversity, right? Because of cooperation, because of harmony. And you could say there is competition in nature, yes, but we should be competing with ourselves, not against another person. We should be competing to be the best version of ourselves, so that we can best cooperate and bring the best of us to the whole, to the collective, to the cooperative. That's how we compete. That's that. Be the change you wish to see, right? That's what I think we need to be doing. Was it Gandhi that said that? Yeah, not that Gandhi was some sort of perfect God man or anything, but he was a wise person in many ways. And I'm excited to meet the person who I'm going to be working with. I don't see that I'm working for this person. I'm going to be working with this person, because I have something to bring. He has something to bring. We're both needed in this situation. It's mutually beneficial, and that's how reality is. Okay, but the way we're doing things, we like to deny that and say, because I have more resources than you, I'm bringing more to the table, therefore you owe me. You should be thankful I'm letting you work for me. That's the flavor and the tone of the world we're living in right now. And we need to stop licking people's boots. We need to realize that money's a man-made construct. And the real wealth is spiritual, and it's wisdom, and it's discernment. And you can use all of that to get your needs met.